In 1867, Upper Canada, Lower Canada, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick became the 4 founding partners in the creation of Canada. But most unusual was the participation of 2 players who decided not to join: Newfoundland and PEI. In this video, we will cover why Prince Edward Island didn't join Canada. PEI had every intent on becoming a part of Canada. They hosted the Charlottetown Conference that saw the signing of the agreement. But things in the future province went sideways. Initially, all parties were in favor of Confederation. Confederation was a way of solving all their problems. PEI was, for the most part, a feudal state. The colony was divided into 64 lots, of which each lot was owned by a foreign owner. The foreign owner would charge high rent for people using this land, and wouldn't pay taxes. They paid taxes on their income in their country of residence, which was England. This meant that the government of PEI had little to nothing in the way of tax income coming in, and no jurisdiction for development on most of the land in their territory. One of their terms was that Canada would be required to purchase all this land and resell it to farmers at a lower cost. The cost would be $1 million. Another problem was that PEI was an island. John A. Macdonald was promising to build railroads, and PEI had no railroads. PEI didn't even have regular roads. PEI wanted to have a ferry link with the mainland of Canada and the train. This would allow them to ship their crops to market and encourage trade with Canada. When it came time to make the deal, most of the leaders of PEI turned against Confederation. When it became clear Canada would not pay for any of PEI's demands, there became no need for PEI to join Confederation. One of the important aspects of PEI's independence was that it had a lot of trade with the United States. America was becoming an economic engine in the region, and more parts of this world began aligning themselves with America. If you were from New Brunswick or Upper Canada, you would have a lot of fear of America because of the War of 1812 was a very recent memory. But if you lived in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and PEI, you have not as much to fear from America, and trade was encouraged. With PEI aligning closer and closer to America, it became clear that PEI was going to join either America or Canada. When this became clear, the Canadian government went back to the negotiation table, now negotiating against the Americans for PEI's Confederation. The tipping point was due to PEI's failed railroad. Starting in 1871, PEI began laying down rail and began constructing their own railroad, but was running into financial troubles doing so. PEI was almost bankrupt. When Canada came along, they offered all of the original promises and to finish the railroad. PEI joined Canada 2 years later in 1873. The Prince Edward Island Railroad ran all the way until 1989 when it was dismantled.